Okay, everyone, we're going to look at number 8. In the last problem, we looked at population of rabbits, and in this problem, we're going to watch cats fall out of trees, apparently. So in number 8, we have a cat that falls from a tree with zero initial velocity at time t equals 0. How far does the cat fall between these two times? And again, your numbers might be slightly different than this. Use Galileo's formula. So what is that all about? Well, this is, of course, assuming the acceleration due to gravity is at sea level on Earth, 9.8, of course, negative 9.8 uh, meters per second squared, and that gives us a velocity, if we integrate that, of negative 9.8 times t meters per second. So that's what we're going to use, and then give the answer to 3 decimal places. Okay, so we're looking at how far the cat will fall. So that's distance traveled. Remember, distance traveled, we have to integrate the absolute value of the velocity function. Now, I graphed the velocity function. Of course, it's only valid for values time greater than 0, I would assume, right? We're starting the stopwatch at time 0. But notice, look what's happening for time greater than 0, negative 9.8 t, of course, is always a negative value. So when we integrate the absolute value of this thing is going to look like, this. This would be the absolute value of the function v. And so we just need to multiply by -1 over that same interval. Kind of thought about it too. The absolute value of negative 9.8 t is actually equal to 9.8 t for t greater than or equal to 0. In other words, we just get rid of, right, the absolute value bars and get rid of the negative sign uh, because um, uh, because of this fact right here, right? If we plug in a value less than 0, it would just be negative 9.8 t. But that's because it's above the x-axis there. But again, for this problem and for, we're probably going to start at 0, so that really doesn't matter. So at any rate, we are going to integrate this function. Instead of negative 9.8 t, we integrate positive 9.8 t because we want to have the distance traveled. Bottom line, if you integrate negative 9.8 t, you're going to get a negative value. And of course, we know that that is not a distance, right? So antiderivative of 9.8 t is 4.9 t squared. I evaluate that at 0.5 and at 0.2. I've just factored out the 4.9. And, using the calculator, you can get 1.029, and that's the distance traveled. If you got negative 1.029s, you actually got displacement, and the negative indicates, of course, the cat is falling downward. So, from the time at time 0.2, wherever height it was, by the time we get to 0.5, it's down 1.029 meters. Okay, so no cats were hurt in doing this problem, and I hope this helps.